Alright, this video is about how I write funny commercials like this.
Don't just lose weight, get shredded! Shredded!
And this.
Look at this electric van. Here it is at the beach.
Like a regular van, but better.
And this.
I won the World Golden Foot Masseur Championship. Not 1 time, but 1 time 6 times. That's 6 times.
Comedy ads are in demand, and being able to write them opens a whole new world for you as a director and writer. So in this video, I'm going to share my process for writing comedy ads using examples from my own portfolio. Oh, and hey, I'm Adrian. I've written comedy ads with millions of views, performed live comedy, and currently have a short film up for Best Dark Comedy at LANDX. If you want to learn about how to create funny, character-driven commercials, you're in the right place. You're in the right place. All right, let's go. What is funny? Well, funny is many things, and funny is subjective. But people often bring me into doctor scripts. And let me tell you, some of them are dead on arrival. But where I see most people going wrong is thinking they need to write jokes. And AI is making this worse. I often see scripts that I would describe as finger quotes wacky. Now, there is a context where wacky can work. Mr. Bean is pretty wacky. And some brands are ready for that heat. I've used wacky to good effect at times, but it's a very particular flavor. Wacky and cringe have been best friends since middle school, and they can quickly leave your brand being the last one picked on the dodgeball team. The true workhorse of funny ad writing isn't jokes. It's the truth. It's funny because it's true. The old classic, that old chestnut. It exists for a reason. Audiences who laugh aren't usually laughing at jokes. They're laughing because they recognize themselves and their lives in your message. You're not writing crazy stuff. Write about relatable people doing relatable things with real human stakes. And the comedy will just happen. A great place to practice this is in your hook. When I'm struggling for a strong opening, I'll often take the hook out of the customer pain point. You got ADHD.
Oh man, I forgot to set my alarm. Oh man, I forgot to do my laundry. I forgot where I put my keys.
Sport isn't fair. Your boys are frickin' useless.
Hey, Jamie, your laborers are costing you.
Why?
Well, for a start, it's 9:30 and they're not here.
The hook in comedy emerges out of truth, and in those examples, actually out of pain. Which brings me to my next point. Pain is funny. We love the 40-year-old virgin because he is 40 years old and afraid of intimacy and needs to have his chest waxed. If any of that was happening to you, it wouldn't be funny. It would be very painful. But there is a lot of humor to be found in relating to painful truth.
Oh, come on, Len.
Then you butterfingers! Yeah, you butterfingers!
And the best part is, if you love Mr. Bean, if you love a bit of physical comedy and wacky slapstick stuff, I like to use it sometimes too. Once you've layered in a grounded, truthful comedy world, that slapstick humor is going to land much more cleanly.
Tennis, netball, judo, even race walking. The anti-doping rules apply to you.
That was slapstick, grounded in truth, and people loved it. The ad did really well. Remember though that what is true is not the same as what is real. Like The Simpsons, it's not very realistic, but it's full of human truth. Love, fear, family, friendship. You don't have to write what's real. You just have to reflect humanity. Because our humanity is our truth. It's the truest thing about us. Ask yourself what is true about this product and what is painful about not using it. Look for the truth, look for the pain, and the script starts to reveal itself. But how do you get it out of your head? Well, it's time for step 3. Don't stare at a blinking cursor until you go mad or you reach for AI. AI is a B+ comedy writer. Yeah, it'll write you good technical copy and a serviceable ad, but it's not currently writing any real hits. If you want to move the needle, you've got to get in touch with that golden, hopeful pulse of humanity that people resonate with. And it's hard to do that when you're sitting at your desk. Get on your feet. After I get off my client brief, I usually drink way too much coffee and then I go for a walk. I call this my writer's walk and I do it several times a week. I might walk for up to 2 hours. The longest I've ever walked on a write was 20,000 steps. But while I walk, I record my thoughts into my phone. Now I say record my thoughts, but what I actually mean is I speak the script out loud as if I am the characters or the brand voice. I wrote most of this Archie's campaign by speaking it out loud in public, complete with the accent and everything. I actually got so good at playing Jandaris from doing this that I ended up being him in previs.
Oh, your feet are looking a little pronated. Do you want some arch support?
Would you like some arch support?
Now, walking and talking is cool, but it can make you look a bit crazy. That's why you want to find somewhere private like parks, beaches, back roads, alleyways, whatever secret area you know of. But just get away from people, because encountering people will pull you out of flow state. If you're muttering away and you see someone coming the other way, part of your creative force will be spent just navigating how to not look insane. And that's going to pull you out of the writing. You will, and I have, developed a pretty high tolerance for this. Like, I can go around now just muttering away and I don't worry about it too much. I do sometimes still think about it though, which I don't like. So you can do this just pacing around your house or pacing around a room, but I do feel like it works best when you get outside and you can really go for a long walk and get into flow. So you've started walking, and here you go. And how do you actually start the writing though? And this is where we come to the next bit, which I call script chassis. A script chassis is the format that the ad just naturally wants to live in, and you get a sense of it when you're talking with the client usually. I'll actually make a separate video about script chassis, but for now just think, which format does it feel like this ad wants to live in? Is it voiceover? Is it character-led? Is it walk and talk? Is it just a talking head? When you're walking, you'll notice something is resonating with you. And that thing that is resonating, that's the script chassis. As you write more, you start to get a sense of this earlier and earlier. Like, I'll usually have a sense of my script chassis before I've left the house. Often I'll have it while I'm talking with the client. So I take that script chassis and I begin to walk and talk. And I don't judge it. I just explore the truth and pain as the character and see what emerges. Now, I say character, but at this stage, the character is just a voice. It might be an actual character.
This is me, Peter Thompson.
But it could also be the brand voice as like a total entity, like the voice that represents the brand.
Kate needs a change.
Who said that?
A new purpose? A new degree? A better job?
You're quitting?
So I've got the chassis and I start using the voice to build the vehicle. Let's do one right now. Let's go electric lawnmowers. Gas prices are up right now. Demographics 35 plus, skewing male. Homeowner. The pain is the lawns are overgrown, but the truth is the in-laws are coming. We probably wouldn't use gas prices for a lawnmower, but you know, it works for this example. Cut to the guy concerned, which is a strong hook. People connect with that, with the suffering. Oh man, I've got to mow the lawns. And then we cut to the wife up on the stairs. Oh honey, mum's coming. We need to mow the lawns. Cut to him in a wide shot with the grass right up to his waist. You know, he's in a sea of grass. I don't want to because gas is so expensive right now. But if I don't, Nairi might trip and fall, and we'd be seeing these things though. The mother-in-law falls. Veronica would leave me, you know, the door slams. And Mr. Bobo will get lost. Or you just cut to him like a skeleton of his family dog or something. So yeah, we just see him spiraling out over the lawn issue. And then we hear his buddy Pete over the fence, Oi, Davey, you okay? And he said, whatever. And then, you know, the neighbor has this amazing electric mower and they're going to have a great time mowing the lawns together and not need petrol. And so, yeah, that whole thing can be much improved. But you can hear how the voice just kind of emerges, and it emerges better on a long walk. Ironically, I did all of this sitting down, but it's not perfect. And I've had a lot of practice. Sometimes you'll have a lot of ideas, and sometimes you'll have not so many. I've had times where I get home and 90% of the script is done and then ends up being made from that walk. And then other times I've had sort of 2 ideas and I take that back and I get into the next phase. And it depends on the product too. Like, some products lend themselves to comedy, you know. Don't get me started on writing funny videos for like digital products like accounting software. It's really hard, but it can be done.
He's actually a human person called Jono, but for the purposes of this video, he's playing a piece of software.
So get walking, and while you're on that walk, if nothing's coming up for you, get to the next step. If you're really struggling and you need a kickstart, similes are your friend. Don't think about your product and pain point. Think about what your product and pain point are like. So for the mower, let's call it Spark Lawn. For Spark Lawn, our pain point was mowing the lawns costs fuel. So you could say, using petrol to run your lawnmower is like taking a meat hamper to your cousin's vegan potluck. You're just wasting your money. This is a funny scenario due to awkward pain. It makes purchasing the Spark Lawn seem like the obvious choice. And there's a bit of old school us versus them marketing tribalism. But that's kind of getting into psychological casting, and that's a topic for another video. But you could actually make an entire ad out of a single simile. Man struggles to mow lawns. Runs out of gas. We see him just like manually trying to rip chunks of grass out, lumps of grass fly through the shot. Then we've got the hero on his knees cutting the grass with little scissors. Cut to a wide shot which reveals like a tiny man on a giant lawn who just literally snip it away there. And the super is, don't make mowing the lawns harder than it needs to be. Spark Lawn. So the simile is, not using the Spark Lawn is like cutting your lawns with scissors. So yeah, you need to work them in correctly, but using similes can be a really powerful way to get your comedy writing going. So you've gone for your walk, you've picked a script chassis, you've found a voice, maybe you've played with some similes, and after a while you will have started to record some of your favorite moments. Which takes us to the next step, script pins. get back to your house, back to the computer, sit down, listen back to all your recordings and type them out. This is laying down the cornerstones of your script, which I call script pins. And often these are going to be the big moments that set the comedic temperature for the rest of the script. So for Sparklawn, we had the grass being too high and the dog going missing. And at the end, we'll have the in-laws arriving. On a full walk, you usually have more than that. And so now we can write the connective tissue to bring us through these comedic moments. So for us, the neighbor offers to help. Well, I've got the new Sparklawn, can I do it? The what? The Sparklawn. It's an electric mower that's quieter, faster, and saves on gas. Having the character mishear the brand name is a good way to say the brand name twice in a row and get into the explanation.
I'm Lydia from Ionza.
Oh, what's up?
Ionza!
And then we could go for a little sugar, a little comedy beat. But Pete, your lawn's tiny. That's why it gets nothing but the best. And then we'd cut to like his lawn, which is a 1 by 1 square meter grass patch with that perfect landscaping and a keep off the grass island like a gnome and a fountain and shit. That's cool. And so they'll go off and use the mower. And while they do that, we can cover all the benefits. So the benefits is where most people lose the funny. You've built this great comedic world and then you stop everything just to list the features like you're reading it off the back of the box. But the benefits can still be coloured with comedy beats that match the tone. But even for quite technical comedy writing like this.
You might be taking a prohibited substance by accident. They might be in that weight loss product that your favorite influencer told you to get.
So I took some quite dry technical stuff and added some colour by just pushing the truth further. An attractive influencer offers you supplements online. That's true. But she's extreme! And then there's an explosion and metal music. And then she's got like full-on roid rage. Hey! So lay out the script pins and then connect them up by discussing the benefits, but stopping to add just a little bit of sugar. For Sparklawn, we added that Pete's got a great mower, but a tiny lawn. Another one might be we talk about the mower being more quiet than a regular mower, so we could have Pete there mowing the lawn and Dave sort of asleep next to it because it's so quiet and peaceful. Yeah, so we sugar the benefits by taking the truth and extending it further. Now, the next step is hard, and I really struggle with it. Make cuts, short and sweet, blah, blah, blah. I know, me too, but it's not that simple. I'm not saying just make cuts. I mean that in most cases, you need to cut good writing to protect great writing. Because great comedy writing is like a roller coaster. It's going up, dig, 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 and the viewer is building in excitement as the ride goes along. Each time you add something, if it's not awesome, the ride flattens or dips. So the next awesome part starts at a lower point and you have to rebuild just to get back to where you were. So you want to minimize those drops so the total ride experience ends in a much higher place. But to do this, some of your writing, which is actually good and may even get a chuckle, needs to be cut. You can kind of feel the parts that are dragging, even though it's painful. For Sparklawn, it might end up being the part where the neighbor has the beautiful little lawn patch. That could probably go. In reality, I think once we saw the whole script, some of the sugar that we put in the benefits, that's what we'd probably cut. To squeeze, so you were squeezing the good moments in together. And it doesn't matter how perfect you think it is, there'll be moments you need to cut. So you really have to understand and believe in your heart that a tighter script is a better script. Say it with me. A tighter script is a better script, and you just have to take a leap of faith with cutting and cut some of that good stuff to make room for great stuff. And it's funny, like I still leave in too much stuff right now. In this video, probably given a few too many examples, but I'm just excited to share them with you. I thought it was a bit of fun. Let's find out. Adrian, naughty, slap on the wrist. Well, we'll see. But the lesson is cut good writing to protect great writing. Now finally, the last one, and this is a big one. Give inspiration, more time at the bat. To make something great, don't squirrel away on one perfect script. Go for a walk, hear the voice emerging, write that script. This becomes your hero script. It's the one you've spent the most time with, and it's usually the most polished. After this is largely complete, like 80 to 90% complete, start thinking of other things. Imagine with Sparklawn if we went like a totally different direction and made it into like a 90s infomercial. And I don't know if you've noticed, I've actually shot this over 2 days. I only just started YouTube, and I made the critical error of not doing it all in one day and then thinking I'd get back to it before I moved my setup. So now it's 3 or 4 weeks later, my lighting's a little bit different. Oops. Anyway, I had a bit of time to think about the Sparklawn thing, and I was like, that could have been like quite funny as a 90s a commercial, infomercial. Are you sick of heavy, loud mowers? Are you tired of having to constantly pull on a ripcord that's slowly dislocating your shoulder joint? That's quite hard with an American accent. Shoulder joint? Your shoulder joint. Have you poured hundreds of dollars of fuel into a thirsty mower just to discover your lawns need mowing again? You know, we chuck some dinky music on there and a big call now button and you're, but wait, there's more if you buy now. And then you've got a totally different comedic angle and something that the client, you know, depending on the client, might actually prefer. So I often go into script sign-off with 2 to 4 scripts ready to go, depending on how long I've had. Often this is happening in a single day, so the last scripts might look a little bit rough compared to the first ones, but that's okay so long as the idea is good. You know, you don't need a perfectly formatted, pretty pitch deck script with, you know, all of the storyboards in there. If you've got a great idea, you can sell that to them, they can still believe in it. I've had instances where like 40 minutes before the sign-off call, I've had an idea, I've quickly banged it out, and that's ended up being the script that we've run with and has ended up going to full production. There's this famous story, I don't know where it comes from, about a university class. The class was divided in 2, and there were photography students or art students, and one group was asked to take the perfect photo, the best single photo you could take, and the other group was asked to take as many photos as they could. Who do you think took the best photos? You got it. And that's why you got to give your inspiration more chances at the plate. And finally, and maybe this is the biggest one, be brave. It takes courage to stand behind your ideas and say they're funny. It's so much easier to go, have you got long grass? Well, here's a lawnmower that's safer, quieter, and easier on your wallet. Buy yours today, Spark Lawn. It's so easy, but you'll never be great making that stuff. If it lacks courage, it lacks weight. And if it lacks weight, no one can see it. And there's lots more to this. There's some more technical skills, but there's also the intangible thing of just having written a lot and being able to just sense how things are going. But this is enough to get you started. Write the truth, not jokes. Pain is funny. Write your script by performing it out loud on a walk and talk. When you're stuck, use a simile. What is the pain of this product like? Write from script pins. Cut good writing and give inspiration more time at the plate. To make great work, you need to dive in with courage and trust your gut. Be brave, go well, make your art. Goodbye, my friends, and thank you for listening. This was Adrian. Thank you and good night. Oh, like and subscribe. Oh, if I can subscribe.